as we kick off on Blackpink. To the top right-hand side, our red Zerg player. Let's hear it if you're cheering on Elko. And to the bottom left-hand side, the blue Zerg player from Exeed Esports is Ryosis. Again, if you're enjoying the stream today, guys, do not forget to hit that follow button as well. See when we're live again in the future. We're going to be live pretty much every day for the next few weeks. No more trips away planned, really, until I go to Epicland in the UK for a little bit. So, hit that follow button, see when we're going live. Of course, if you're really enjoying the stream, you can support. I am a full-time StarCraft 2 streamer, caster, and content producer. So if you're enjoying the content you're seeing here today, you can see more of it and help me to keep on producing it by subscribing is obviously one of the main ways. You can subscribe, you can donate, you can cheer, and all of that good stuff. Don't forget, if you've got that Twitch Prime, you can subscribe to the channel for free. Helps me out just as much as any normal subscription, and again, helps me to continue producing this content for you guys. Check that out. If you've got that Twitch Prime, give that sub button a click, and it will say subscribe for free. We'd love to have you join the family. But with all of that said, it is time now to focus up on this ZVZ, which is underway here now on Blackpink in a fairly uninteresting way to start things off. At least hatch gas pool on either side is really nothing too crazy at all, as you do see overlords just coming across on each side of things and heading towards the upper left and the bottom right hand sides. Do let us know who you're cheering on in the chat as well. A lot of you guys, again, might not know of Exeed Esports, but I would even say they're the favorite here because they are a new team in the sense that they have renamed recently. They're formerly known as Prophecy Esports, but now known as Exeed Esports. They are one to watch out for of team players such as Special, etc. Special, Raynor, two of the big players on this team that are going to be big players for them throughout the season, I would imagine. Geralt had a lot of work to put in, and he actually won out the previous series for them 4-0. As we are going to be seeing those lings coming across through the center and looking to see where they can go and what they can do. So a few lings coming across, going to start working their way through that third hatch. There's a couple of lings on the third hatch of Elko as well. Baneling Nest on the way down is the big difference so far. Ryosis already has that underway, and Elko doesn't actually have a Baneling Nest starting up for himself just yet. 8 Zerglings currently on the way out. That ling speed is going to be finishing up as well here very shortly, as we are just going to be seeing a couple of those lings again jumping onto that single Zergling, which moves up this ramp and will be picked off. So that ling gets taken down. There's more of these Zerglings here from Ryosis, starting to push out a little bit onto the map. Again, see a few of those speed lanes, looking to see what they can do, and just going to be having that Baneling Nest now finished. A few Banes morphing in. Look at this, Elko is actually making up 12 more lings. He's actually already 7 workers down. He is adding a couple of drones along with this. As you see, that Baneling Nest is about to finish up here from Elko. Well, let's see how this first attack goes, because he's already across the map and committing. As those Banes finish, though, Ryosis is looking as though he's going to be able to defend against this for now. A few of those lings looping around the other side, and we are going to be seeing him just try and dive into the natural, perhaps. Has to be careful, though. The Banes get into position, and for now, Elko is not able to do too much else. Still trying to dive in here. Finally gets that bigger round of drones on the way. Ryosis has the extra round of drones as well, and so really, so far, nothing gained here by Elko. He's just fallen a little bit further behind. So, really, again, nothing too brilliant so far. As we're going to see these couple of queens are set up. Being a single ling tries for a Baneling, but gets shut down by just the queens alone. There's going to be a similar story here, but actually the Baneling turns and uses itself a small mistake. There's already a Roach-Ron dropping down here from Ryosis. Going to be a very aggressive follow-up in the next few moments until a lot of Roaches are moving across the map. Right now, Elko's not really doing anything that would necessarily or immediately help him out with an attack like that one. Baneling's going off again, and Elko finds himself moving back into the center of the map once more. You can see a couple of these Zerglings coming through and are going to be able to get quite a bit done. This Spore Crawler taking some shots as well, and well, still does stay alive. He's going to see more of these Zerglings just going to be jumping in and going for another drone kill or two here for the moment, and it's going to be seeing the Lings continuing to get picked away at. And it's just going to be seeing, well, Elko defends, but he's going to have to defend against this Roach attack very shortly. 11 Roaches currently on the way up. So they're coming through at the moment. As we're just going to be seeing these Lings coming over, and just going to be seeing these couple of Banes. We're going to see what maybe they can get done. As we're just going to be seeing the Lings continue to back away once again. I'm just going to be seeing that Baneling going off once more. Lings continue to come on around. We are just going to be seeing, well, maybe another drone going down in a moment or so. More and more roaches building on each side. Still just an extra few roaches up for Ryosis as he begins to move across the map here. Look to see what he can do. Some more Lings from the top side going to come in, and we are going to see those Lings of Ryosis continue to move around here at the moment. A couple more of those Zerglings getting shut down as Elko again. Moving around too as we see a couple of these Banelings starting up. There's a couple of Banes starting up, actually a whole bunch of Banes starting up at the moment. More of these Zerglings coming out onto the map, a couple more Roaches as well, and just going to be seeing more and more units here. As we do see, well, Ryosis is getting ready to move on forwards. Roaches in the plenty. He's 20 army supply up going into this attack. He's got some Banes as well, which will only help with this. As so far, these Roaches are just looking indestructible. Looking to just be way too high up in numbers and just getting rid of Lings before they even really do their job attacking. That's actually a pretty good Baneling hit as well. Gets a few of the Lings reinforcing here. And those Roaches again just do not have a chance as Ryosis will push on in to take himself and his team into a 1-0 lead here in this best of 7 all-kill series. Exeed Esports are the first to draw blood, and they will go 1-0 up in this best of 7. Let's see what they can do. To the bottom right-hand side, it is the Red Protoss player representing Team Revolution. Let's hear it if you're cheering on Fear. And to the top left-hand side, our Green Zerg player from Exeed Esports. Give it up for Ryosis. How are we feeling in the chat? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the stream. And thank you for joining us here if you're just tuning in. Our final day of the Team League Season 8 preseason. And hopefully you guys have been enjoying it. Like we said, the main event will be starting in the next week or two. And we are just back in general after casting WCS Leipzig as well as the WESG America Regional Finals. It's been a lot of fun and... yeah, it's been a lot of fun and it's been pretty awesome in general. So you do see this probe coming across towards the upper left-hand side. Going to be having a little bit of a look in towards the main base here to see what's going on. I'm just going to be patrolling on the natural expansion over the next few moments. This probe just patrolling away there. So you're going to see it coming up in towards the main base now as well. Next is currently dropping down for Fear. And we are going to be seeing the Cybernetics core should be dropping as well in just a moment or two, and there it is. So Cyber core dropping down, hatch gas pool against the gate, Nexus core. Very standard way to start things off, nothing too exciting. Let's set up into this. What's up, Surgic in the chat? How you doing? Chillin' Jedi in here as well. Great to see you guys. Someone mentioned as well that the events page is not updated. I know it isn't, and that's something I'm hopefully going to get fixed throughout this evening. I've got a few things I've got to get done at certain points, so I've got like a little list of things to do. One of them is update the events page. The problem is I just wasn't 100% sure which events we were going to be running when until very recently, so updating the events page. I mean, I'm still kind of my first few days back from like 2 weeks of traveling. I'm just a little bit slow to get everything kind of figured out and underway again, so... Anyways, we just get this set up and ready to go. I'm looking to see what's going to be happening. Hatchery comes down on the left-hand side. Stargate initially here from Fear, so really nothing too crazy. Actually, a very standard way to get going initially in the early stages of this. Is this Ling going to be moving out onto the map as well? See what it can do. Couple more gates coming down as a follow-up here as well, as it's going to be a Phoenix actually coming up here initially out of the Stargate, so immediately going to go for this Overlord kill or two, shut that down very quickly. You know, usually, I mean, while a Phoenix first is definitely something you can see, usually I would say an Oracle first is the much more normal way to go about things. You're going to see that Phoenix popping out. You start nibbling its way through that Overlord, so starting to deal a little bit of damage here. He's just going to be working his way through it, and we'll be seeing it going down in a moment or two. Obviously, we'll go on the hunt for the next Overlord as well, as the Twilight Council starts up. Now, options here start to kind of show up, of course. I mean, a faster Twilight Council following the Stargate. Something like a very fast Templar Archives is a possibility, maybe, for Archon jobs, although you'd probably expect to see a Robo already. Maybe just Resonating Glaives and a big ol' all-in, because that's 3 more gateways. And that's going to be pretty potent here in the near future as well. Sophia looking as though he's going to get very aggressive with this one in the near future. Just a bunch of extra gates coming down. Those drones gathering together, and a few more adepts currently on the way up as well. As Phoenix continues to work its way through the Overlord. That Overlord will be picked off here in just a moment or two, and it will be going down. So the Overlord gets picked off, and a little bit of a supply block actually here at the moment for Ryosis. That's going to hurt a little bit. I'm going to see this Phoenix coming through the center of the map. Resonating Glaives on the way up, a few more adepts being brought into play as well. And we are going to see that Baneling Nest is on its way down in the natural expansion too. Phoenix here takes a little bit more damage as the Queens come in and just poke away at it once more. So that Resonating Glaive still on the way up, and that's going to be again seeing those adepts getting set to try and move out onto the map in the near future. So a lot of adepts. He goes into third Nexus and the pocket expand behind it, but I mean 6 gates. It's very aggressive play early on, but in fairness, Ryosis has a Baneling Nest coming up, and that will help a lot with the defense here in general. So that should help him out, and we'll see if he can indeed defend against this adept attack, as 9 Banes morphing. Actually, so far, it's looking pretty good, as we're going to see those adepts moving their way over to the left-hand side here in the next few moments to see just what they can achieve. So a lot of adepts. Meanwhile, a couple of lings that were heading across the map, well, a bunch of them got taken down. 2 left over. Sentries in the wall will be able to keep on defending, and lings will not do much at all. Maybe just looking for the third hatch even, but obviously the third Nexus has been taken in the corner, so that's not going to happen. There's so much Ling Bane, as well as adepts spread out. The Banelings will not do too much, but obviously the Lings will do a lot of the adepts not being clumped together, and so that's going to be pretty much every single adept going down in this exchange. And there's just one single adept which has managed to shit his way through to the top side. That will get taken down as well with just a single drone being picked off. Lair on the way up, a few more Banes coming through. Nubitas Carapace starting on the natural expansion. Warp Prism on the way out, and Charge starts as well on the Twilight Council. As we will see this Phoenix just going to move over to the right hand side. And we will see the 4th hatchery of Ryosis going to be set up as well in this position too. So that's going to get set up. Also here we're going to see a couple of these Queens going to be just setting themselves up and getting going. I'm just going to be seeing again the Warp Prism is going to be popping in just a moment. Actually going to lift up what's he going to lift up? The sentries? I was kind of thinking about is like, really? The sentry is kind of an interesting one to lift up into the prism. Not something you always bring across the map here. Sophia being a little bit fancy so far in this game number 2. Remember, this is a do or die series. If you lose this, you're not going to be part of the main event. If you win this, well, you're in that main event, and that's obviously the whole point of playing the preseason, is to get yourself into that stage. So a lot of these adepts come over to the left-hand side, and we are going to be seeing those few Banes just moving up the left. Just going to see a Warp Prism into the main base, going to unload a few of these sentries. I mean, obviously a big potential of a warp in behind this, but there's Lings already here, and he loses a sentry. I don't think this is working out as Fear expected it to, although he will get a Queen kill on the 3rd base. Oh no, he actually moves away from the Queen, doesn't finish it off. Well, at least he's getting a few drones here within all of this, so a few of those going down at least, but well, that Warp Prism still wasn't really a success just yet, as he, well, actually shades more adepts through. I guess if he could get those adepts up into this position, it would be huge, but Ling Bane being left there, it's a good defense. The Warp Prism very now even goes down. As we're going to see those adepts, please target this Queen. Oh my god, if this Queen survives, I'm going to be so sad. And it actually is going to get away. It saves the Spine Crawler as well for the Transfuse, which obviously wouldn't have happened if it had just gone for the yeah, the Spine Crawler would have died if he killed the Queen and then killed the Spine. So small mistakes there by Fear as he got caught up. I mean, a lot was going on around the map as he'll now move out towards a 4th Nexus. So he's going to start setting that up. Groove Spine's currently on the way as well as a +1 missile attack upgrade. You can see the Zealots charging in after just a couple more Zerglings here. And those couple of sentries gathering together too. Psystorm's about halfway done, as we see the +1 attack is about halfway done as well. Overseer comes through into the main base to get a little bit of a scout off and just to see what exactly is going on at the moment. Lurky Den on the way down behind this mineral line, and we do see this Phoenix as well from Fear just flying around as well, as we do have to the top. A few more adepts just sat in the prism, so not those sentries any longer. A little bit more of a normal Warp Prism setup now. just going to be trying to get those adepts in there to deal some more eco damage. But 9 minutes in, and this is really kind of anyone's games to play at the moment. You know, our Zerg player has kept himself calm under pressure. He's dealt with a lot of this very well so far. He's set up run-bys. He's dealt with adepts and sentries and all sorts. And he's in a position to play this out. I mean, he's got Lurker dead on the way up, so those Lurkers will definitely make a difference. Let's see if he can defend the Warp Prism once again, as right now it moves in towards the main base, and we'll start warping a whole bunch of Zealots, so those Adepts will start dropping down too. So if he can deal with this, I mean, he's still in a great spot with Lurkers about to be on the map. Definitely becomes a more difficult stage of the game for Fear, as you're going to see the Warp Prism actually pushed away. That's fantastic, because now he's going to get the kill on every single one of these units. None of them survive. Very nicely done once again. Rios is continuing to impress here so far. After taking map 1, you know, maybe we thought he may run out of steam or so, but so far, definitely not the case. As you're going to be seeing that Spinecrawler setting up as well, just to help defend this location. Ling's run by once again. I wouldn't say this is the most successful of run bys, doesn't do anything at all, but I guess got caught a little bit off guard as those force fields went down. Maybe was initially just looking to kind of move in and then back away, but was unable to due to where those force fields landed. And that's actually some good pickoffs from Fear. Shuts down that run by and some of the presence which the Zerg player had out on the map. Queen just going to get pushed away again. The Hydra's in position to shut that down. And as that gets shut down, well, we're going to be seeing 9 Lurkers morphing in, so Rios is going to get ready to go. There's a couple of Adepts going to get cleaned up again. Really not many drones being lost time after time here, though, which is just fantastic to see, as that Spine will finish burrowing in a moment or so. And now we're going to be seeing more of this Lingvein Hydra Lurker moving out into the center of the map. Hive on the way up in the main base. A 5th hatchery as well to this right hand side with gold base set up over there, so a few gold minerals just be in mind a way out. And again, the Lingvein Hydra Lurker is setting up to see what will happen next. Just going to start working their way through those rocks. This obviously just opens up access towards this 5th base now of Fear a little bit. But I wouldn't be too surprised. I mean, I guess this top side base is actually kind of hard to attack because of the cannon and shield battery setup. I have to say, Fear has so many immortals. He actually has a pretty good composition to be able to deal with what is ready already here from the Zerg player. So we're going to be seeing those Lurkers working their way through the rocks. Obviously, we're going to see some Lings at the same time trying to attack the top side. It gets shut down pretty easily. The investment into stack defense there works out for Fear. Definitely been worthwhile so far. We're going to see another revelation. Lurkers will now burrow. There's a few of those Banes going down. One Lurker gets picked off already. Fear has to be very careful with just how he's going to engage this. Another Storm comes down as we see those Immortals starting to push forward. A lot of the Lurkers not in range to fight here right away, and the Storms are very good to shut down a lot of the Hydras and to force them backwards, meaning that they're not actually able to add any damage into this army. So it's only the Lurkers that are really dealing damage, but even those are disappearing, and wow, Fear just pushes his way all the way through this attack, and he is able to just completely shut this down. Lurkers disappear. I mean, now we see the Ding Claws upgrade start up because the Hive tech is up, but I'm not sure if there's even going to be another chance to use it. Fear just crushed that attack so hard. If he goes onto the map right now, what on earth is Rios going to do? I mean, he's starting to morph in some more Lurkers, which is great, and all 5 more Lurkers, but if 9 Lurkers didn't work last time, and it was a little bit more than 9 as well, what on earth are 5 Lurkers going to do this time around? Because there's still plenty of Storms here. There's still a lot of Immortals. I guess the one thing that is missing more than anything perhaps is the Storms to be able to push the Hydras away. I feel as though the Immortal count has almost doubled from when we first saw it here. At this moment it is currently 12 Immortals on the map against the 5 Lurkers and 18 Hydras. I mean, a lot of Lings as well, which will do some tanking, but against Archons, you've got to expect that those Lings are just going to disappear so very quickly. There's a few more Zealots kind of joining in this army now, and you might just see Fear going for this. I mean, again, 2 Lurkers on their own, not supported by the rest of the Lurkers just because of how far out they are. Already, that's a good couple of pickups, as it looks as though Fear might be happy to just commit into this here. He sees the rest of the Lurkers, and he knows there isn't many of them. The first and only Storm of this fight goes down, but the Archons will be able to do enough. The Hydras don't stand a chance. They disappear from the map. The Overseer is now even getting picked away at as well, and it's just adding insult to injury, as it looks as though Fear has done enough to keep on pushing forwards. Maxed out here, our Protoss player will push towards the bases of the Zerg, who has just kind of remnants of Ling Hydra continue to stream on into this fight, and it looks as though Fear is going to be able to take game 2, tie this series up 1-1 between Exeed and Revolution. We're going to see a few more of these Hydras going down, the Lurkers disappearing as well. And this really is just about going to be it as the last few of these units go down. Some Archons getting picked away at, as well as Spinecrawler to the left side gets rid of a Zealot, but it's just not going to be enough to save this hatchery in any way, shape or form. No matter how much you dream of it, it just won't happen. GG is going to be called here as Fear will take game number 2, and he is going to tie this series up and see what these players have to bring us. To the bottom right-hand side, the blue Zerg from Exeed Esports. It is Ryu. He's going up against the red Protoss to the top left from Team Revolution. It's Fear. Alright then, so game number 3. Which of these players will take it? Let us know if you're cheering on anyone in particular in the chat. And do let me know what is up today. Let me know who you're supporting. And yeah, let's hear it. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you guys have got to say and to add to the equation. So, getting into this here and getting ready to see just what's going to happen. In the early stages, Ryu looking as though he's going to open hatch first. We'll have to take out the third base, but not a big issue here on backwater, of course. As we do just see, this probe just patrolling along as well. Obviously, despite being such a large map, definitely some aggressive opportunities for the Zerg. A lot of, I think, definitely recently, obviously, you know, aggressive Ling drops and Ling run-bys, etc. will be kind of popularized. As we actually see 2 gates coming on down here at the front, so Fear's going to throw down a couple of gateways already. Now that's interesting because I wasn't really thinking about aggression for the Protoss player on a larger map like this, but this will mean he's going to have some adepts out early to move across the map and to try and get early damage done. So an interesting setup already, delaying his own nexus to try and deal damage, and suddenly this kind of setup of the third hatchery being taken over here right away as the first base expanded to, suddenly that's very interesting because now this base is much further away than the natural expansion is, and that means those adepts shading around can cause a little bit more chaos. They can jump between mineral lines much more easily than queens are going to be able to transfer between the 2 mineral lines. So very interesting kind of setup now as Fear's kind of forced this, of course, with that probe block. What's coming over this Overlord, we'll see the Cybercore in a moment or two, and we'll even see the double gate and the lack of a nexus, so he'll know what's up. Sees the Corona Burst as well. All of the signs are starting to fall into place, and obviously as he keeps moving forward, he'll see the timing of the nexus. He'll see the fact there's 2 gateways here. Now Ryu knows exactly what is going on. And so here we go. Fear's going to try and do some damage. Let's see what he can achieve, as we are going to see 2 of these adepts currently moving out onto the map, coming across over towards the center here in the initial stages of this. 2 adepts off and away. A pylon has ended up coming down to block this position here as well. You know what, even if he got a shield battery up as well, that would be so devastating for Ryu, because then these adepts are just never going to die. These adepts will arrive in time though to shut down this pylon from going down, so he is actually going to get shield batteries established here. So shield batteries on the way, and what do you do with this now as Ryu? I'm not too sure. First 2 adepts are here, the second 2 are actually just sat at home, but can come and join in whenever they feel like it, as Lings are trying to go for the pylon once again. That's not going to be super easy. Another pylon on its way up as well, and I kind of feel like this is working out just okay for Fear at the moment. He's getting kind of, well, he's doing what he needs to do to put himself in a good spot. This pylon's starting to take some hits, but now the queens, so the adepts can come back in. I mean, he's going to get a little bit of heal on the shield battery, as we're going to see the other pylon finish, and I guess that's the issue, right? The fact there's just another shield pylon here, so the shield batteries are still powered. As we are going to be seeing these extra adepts continue to come on in, just continue to work their way through this queen. Just going to be seeing another drone coming up towards the top side. A spine crawler or 2 starting up as well. That's how desperate Ryu is getting at the moment. Those adepts are going to be starting to get a little bit too much done here. Shading back down to the low ground. Another Zergling gets picked off. Unfortunately, will not have much success at all. As you're going to be seeing the queen still moving in towards the main. And again, the adepts continuing to trade this out at the moment. 2 more spine crawlers on the way up. 8 more Zerglings. 10 more Zerglings on the way out as well here at the moment, as we're going to see those queens continue to target down. Well, the adepts continue to target down that queen. Another queen gets picked off as well, as we're going to be seeing this queen here is still also under some heavy fire. Lings continue to come on into position, and they are continuing to take some damage. You're going to see another pylon and a shield battery on the way up as well, as we see this queen's off of creeping, so it will take quite a few hits. And this queen's in some trouble right now. Gets up and way towards the main base. More Lings coming in once again, but with the shield batteries here, how do you actually kill any of this? Well, I guess the spine crawls will begin to help out. That's a slow warp in. A slow warp in that will cost this adept its life. No, it gets shield batteried. It survives somehow in the very end. Now we're going to see adepts will try and shade up again here. Queens have been falling, and this is going to be some issues, as we're just going to be seeing Fear is really just in control of this position back at home. He starts double Stargate as a bit of a follow-up. But Ryu has just been thrown so far behind, down on workers, down in army. He's not even going to try and clean this up because he knows he can't. GG. Fear is going to take game number 3 of this series, and boom. It's 2-1 but not in favor of the team Exeed Esports, who have sent out their Protoss player to the bottom right-hand side. It is Geralt. He's up against the blue Protoss top left from Team Revolution, Fear. Alright, well, again, this is the third player from Exeed, so kind of already asking myself, who is that fourth player going to be? Is it going to be Raynor? Is it going to be Special? Which of the two do they send out if they need them? That is true as well. I mean, maybe Geralt just comes in and has a great performance, and all kill for him in the previous round of this qualifier, or this preseason, was obviously something which helped Exeed out a lot. So let's see if he can have some good results here today as well. Hello Zergling coming in with a 14-month resub as well. What's up, Hello Zergling? How are you doing? Thank you for using your Twitch Prime on us for yet another month. Appreciate the support, yo. And thank you for the Woody Hypes as well. Let's see some more love in the chat. As we are going to be seeing, the pylon here initially placed by Fear was nothing more than a little bit of a aha, be scared of me sort of moment. You'll see second gate on the way up from Fear, and well, second gate from Geralt as well. He did have to pull some probes to come and deal with this, so a little bit of lost mine time. He's actually got 2 probes AFK on the low ground as well, so actually Geralt is losing out on quite a lot of economy in the very early stages. So, interesting so far. As we're going to see another gateway coming down now in the main. And this probe is going to come across and throw down an assimilator. Just continue to do this setup here for the moment. As that Zealot comes out, we'll shut down this pylon. And the PvP will continue now in a bit more of a normal, I suppose, kind of continuation, without too much else kind of crazy really happening here in the near future. A couple of Stalkers being chrono boosted out right away, which is nice. Means already going to get themselves set up to be out on the map. Stalker is going to be coming through and is going to be able to pick this probe off. Oh, it doesn't quite find it just yet. We'll get the kill there in the end. Nice pick off. So that comes up the map, something Geralt invested into early, maybe trying to see if he can do something with it, but what are you really going to achieve with a Zealot as 2 Stalkers are already out on the map? Bit of a weird moment or so as that Twilight Council coming on through. And again, 2 Stalkers currently through the center, coming across to see what they can get up to at the moment. So let's see what these 2 Stalkers want to do as they arrive in just a moment. They're going to be coming in and just starting to work their way through a pylon. And starting to get a little bit of damage done as 2 Adepts moving out as well in towards the middle. They're actually going to be cancelling their shade because they don't want to be intercepted by Stalkers right away, otherwise they straight up just die. It's actually Fear going to throw down a pylon. Looks as though he's going to be able to keep on moving forwards with this, so these Stalkers keep on moving forwards as well, and just going to be seeing the warp gates continue to come through also. You'll see the probes able to pick up a kill or so, and again, just a few more drones getting back to mining already. Stalkers continue to push on in, and they are going to start getting some damage done. I mean, Adept's taking quite a few hits. Actually, we'll get an Adept kill here, and then we'll just back away. 2 Stalkers against 4. Guess what? The math turns out it's going to be in favor of the player with 4. As we see a gateway being put down at the front, Sophia again very aggressive with this. Both these players on one base, as we see Geralt throwing down a Dark Shrine as well. This game is getting very interesting very quickly. No detection at all from Fear, so Dark Shrine could completely change up the way that this game goes. As we're going to be seeing this Stalker will go down. Shield battery finishes now, which will do a lot in terms of continuing to defend here. As we're going to be seeing the Stalkers really will not be able to break through this at all. Making his own shield battery on this side. Already Fear is losing multiple Stalkers in the process. Finally, the shield battery energy is drained for Geralt, so he won't be able to do too much more. This pylon's going to get picked away at, but he's going to lose another Stalker here. And Fear's just lost so much trying to break up into this position. Has it really been worthwhile? As he comes into the main, the Dark Shrine is there to be seen. And if Fear sees it, well, now he does. He's going to be able to start reacting with a robo of his own, etc. As he's already doing some good damage here, but another Stalker warps in, and Probe's getting us around. Actually goes a long way to help out, as we're going to be seeing Probe still coming forwards and looking for more. Shield battery is helping out too, and we are going to be seeing this Stalker 4 Stalker trade once again. Still trying to pull away, maybe just going to get a couple more of these probe kills. Would be a good way to go about it, just maximize the damage dealt. Again, Dark Shrine has been seen, but there's not a pylon across the map, and so as the robot comes up, Fear will be able to chrono boost out an Observer in time to keep himself safe. He's walled in as well, which would buy him some extra time if needed. As it stands, it isn't actually going to be needed. DTs find themselves a probe at least, and one of the things is they can pick away at these pylons on the low ground, right? Because there's not really anything here that can defend them. And Devs will try and shade up. Probe just rebuilds the pylon instantly, obviously sees it coming with the Dark Templar. So no mistake just there. And those DTs continue to get to work as across the map. It's just a load of depth. No DTs getting aggressive over here. Nexus already on the way down from Fear is going to be, well, nice for him. That's definitely in a little bit of a lead at the moment. As Geralt is just setting himself up with a robo. So robo facility currently coming through. Observer of Fear comes out and just has a little bit of a look to see what is going on. Twilight Council will be finishing. Immortal on the way up. Stalker, sorry, an Adept and a Sentry going to be finishing as well. As we'll see those few units starting to work their way through this pylon. So Pylon taking some hits. Obviously wants to get down to his low ground to protect his natural. And this game is actually going to become very normal on either side then. It's actually going to be a Nexus just finishing on each side of this, and that's going to be seeing that Fear is... yeah, is Fear in an advantage even? I'm not sure. He's got a bit of an army supply lead, but the worker lead is pretty even. 28 to 30. A couple of force fields is going to stop that Adept from moving away there, but he comes into the main base, gets chased around a little bit. Shield Battery will do its job though, and that should just be a cleaned up Adept. So a couple of force fields a little bit unnecessary, I feel, in the end, as these DTs still just being used very defensively rather than actually even moving across the map. A very weird first 6 or 7 minutes of this game, number 4, between these two teams which obviously are both very deserving of a place in the Team League Season 8. But which of them will take it down? Which of them will be able to bring it home? It's difficult to judge. Right now, obviously, Team Revolution leading, but the scary thing about Exeed is that they're always going to have a very strong ace player up their sleeves. I'm just going to be seeing those few Stalkers and an Archon setting up on the natural. Another Pylon dropping down, a cancel going to happen just straight away there. And this gateway continue to come on up as these Stalkers continue to fight, and see one Adept gets picked off pretty much right away. I'm just going to see the Archon, Stalkers, and the Immortal. They'll be able to get rid of these last couple of Adepts as well, so they go down pretty quickly here. As Fear, as aggression gets shut down. And Geralt's still looking pretty good in this, as we see Resonating Glaives against Blink, two very different Twilight Council upgrades. So it's going to be, well, the Twilight finishing in a moment or so with the Blink. And then behind that is the Resonating Glaives coming up from Fear. I mean, he already has a couple of Immortals, a third one about to pop. Honestly, he has enough, I think, to actually fight against the Blink Stalkers. Obviously, the Blink Stalkers just in general, though, give you map control and the presence to kind of go and do what you want. You know, take a third Nexus in position, you know, take a bunch of gateways, throw down a Forge, whatever you feel you need. And so Geralt will have that control on his side. Even if he can't actually do much damage, he can slow down a third Nexus most definitely. I mean, look at that, what perfect time. He comes in, gets a probe, gets a pylon kill. The Nexus, of course, will be cancelled. If it wasn't cancelled after all of that, that would have been a real shame. And as we will see, Fear just going to be contained a little bit here due to the kind of the nature of those Blink Stalkers. This has to be a little bit cautious. We see Immortals turn around. They throw a chunk onto a Stalker nice and quickly anyway, so Stalker takes a bit of a chunk and we'll go from there. Royal Bay is on the way up right now from Geralt. We're going to see that Forge coming up as well, about 75% of the way done. Twilight about to finish Resonating Glaives. And again, the +1 attack on the Forge is just being chrono boosted out. Stalker's going to find themselves an opportunity to come in here. I mean, they get a little bit of damage done. They end up picking off an Adept. So Adept already goes down and just backing away over to the left-hand side. And Mortal's going to get rid of those rocks. That's just going to limit the amount of locations that Geralt can be in with those Blink Stalkers, limit the mobility of them between the bases, going up and down and here and there, etc., etc. Disruptor play has started up though from Geralt, and we're starting to see a little bit more of the Disruptor play in the Protoss versus Protoss once again, now the Disruptors are actually somewhat usable. Again, more models coming out and join open towards the front of the natural. Going to see more of these units from Fear, pushing these Stalkers away over to the right hand side as Geralt will blink here already. All of these units of Fear continue to come along, and it's going to be seeing again those Stalkers coming back up and actually might be able to get themselves a sentry kill or so. Just a couple of shots and forces some force fields in the end. So no trade-offs. Two more DTs warping in, another Disruptor being chrono boosted. Are those DTs just going to become an Archon? Yes, they are. I'd like to see one of them kept in the army, Because if you can keep it 1 or 2 in the army and maybe snipe down the observer, suddenly, obviously that's not easy to do, but suddenly it creates a very intriguing scenario that you can get quite a lot done. Stalkers are still across the map, and they're going to blink into this third base mineral line, and Fear doesn't have a defense set up just yet, so that's going to be painful for him. He's losing quite a few workers, and he may even lose this Nexus if he can't find a way to respond. Currently just long distance mining here. Obviously Fear wants to try and get rid of this third Nexus of Geralt, just kind of even things out, but he's actually just going to recall back home, and he's going to be able to chase down those Stalkers in the next few moments. So he's going to chase the Stalkers here as we see Geralt continue to move along and picking off one pylon. The second pylon will be very close to follow. So you're seeing more of these disruptors continuing to pop out at the moment. Another robo facility on the way up as well. And we are just going to be seeing the Stalkers continue to set up too. War Prism down the left hand side, 4 Adepts inside of it. Another pile on the far left. These 2 assimilators continue to come on through, and well, we're about to see kind of how exactly is Fear going to deal with the disruptors without disruptors of his own. Is it really just going to dodge these like crazy, or what is the plan? No Stargates means that he's not going to go for the Phoenix way of answering these. He's actually throwing down the Robo Bay in another facility, so maybe we actually just see even more disruptors this time out of Fear. Could be interesting, as we are going to be seeing the Prism just getting pushed away. More Stalkers down at the left as we do see the Disruptor on its way out, about halfway done. Going to be the 5th Disruptor of this game. Meanwhile, on the other side, Robo Bay just finishing now from Fear, and he is trailing a little bit down in workers. His army composition I feel is a bit worse because of just how deadly those Disruptors can end up being here. As you are going to see those Adepts still moving down the right side and starting to get themselves into position. So meanwhile, Hallucinated Phoenix in the main base, going to be scouting around to see what's up and what's going on. Another probe pops out and we'll be moving down to the natural. 2 or 3 more DTs are actually warping in here. Geralt's still setting up in towards those Dark Templars for more Archons. His army supply 71 to 59. Plus 2 upgrades are pretty similarly paced, although it is a slight advantage for Geralt. If he can hit when plus 2 finishes for him, and it's kind of like 20 seconds away or so for Fear, I think that could be very successful for him. It could actually get a lot... could actually be a nice little timing attack, but difficult to force timing attacks with the Disruptors, because the Disruptors do generally take a little while to get into use. You know, you don't want to dive into a fight and just pop all your Disruptors at once. You want to pick away at a distance and use a Disruptor here, a Disruptor there, and almost bait your opponent to attack into you, so that then you can just Disrupt him everywhere after he's blinked in or something. And to go from that sort of stage, as we do see Fear is still down in supply. Not going to be able to hit with the plus 2 advantage, but Geralt is starting to move into a more forward location. I would say maybe this is just a kind of potential hold of the 4th base, but the 4th Nexus has been dropped in the bottom left-hand side. The pylon already there was a big indicator. As you see, Geralt going all the way up to the top side, where he's going to run into... Oh, no 4th base just yet. This Terran is in the top right, actually, so... Oh, wow, that's actually... sorry, there's no 4th base in the Protoss yet. It is in the top right, so that's something which Geralt may have to try and figure out. As we just... continue to set up into this. Disruptors are set up now from Fear. How many we got on each side? 6 against 5. Oh my god, that first Disruptor shot of Fear does quite a bit. 5 against 6. Still, as we're going to be seeing, the second Disruptor shot will tag another Immortal. I mean, I guess the Immortals is huge because it pops the shields and the barrier, and a good chunk of the health as well. Suddenly those Immortals are looking rather mortal. They lost the Im in their destructions. You'll be seeing a nice little Zealot pick off there as well. Disruptor still trying to just do its job. Well, that's going to be painful, though. That Disruptor is going to go down. That's a good pickup from Fear. Loses the 4th base, but counterattacking with Adepts into this 3rd base mineral line. Natural expansion is holding strong because of the lack of target fire. Again, I feel like just quality of units at the moment. 2 Archons against 6 is less, but 5 against 3 is definitely more. 5 against 5 Disruptors. 23 Stalkers on the map, though, from Geralt. I'm not sure how much 23 Stalkers are really going to add to this. The Disruptors, again, are getting quite a bit done with every single shot they seem to fire forwards. Another Archon takes some hits once more, and we're still going to see these Disruptors still looking for something. Now, that could be bad for Fear as he has to split away. He loses a bunch of Disruptors, though. That's very painful for him. A whole bunch of Disruptors going down as more Disruptors on the way up, and 7 more Stalkers actually warping in out of Geralt. Obviously feels as though this is still something he can end in the very near future. You can see the first Disruptor is just going to lead the charge into that, and again, Fear currently trailing a little bit right now. What does he do to try and get back into this? I mean, you need the kind of great Disruptor shots, right? On the plus side, Disruptor versus Disruptor games don't end easily, so even if you're behind, that kind of defensive setup can maybe give you the time to build back up and to then actually get some good Disruptor hits of your own to completely turn the tides of a battle here. More Disruptors coming over to the right side. That Disruptor shot is very close, and actually somehow Fear just dodges it and kills the Disruptor anyways. Loses an Oracle, but got the tag onto the Disruptors most importantly. Now he can keep track of where they are, where they're firing from, and if they're firing, so he can react to it with Disruptor attacks of his own. Geralt still just pushing up and down this right-hand side. It's been pretty much where we've been looking for the last 2 or 3 minutes because, well, that's where all the action is. Disruptor's been volleyed back and forth across this. Well, this could be like the tennis line net right now if we were playing tennis with the Disruptor balls, which we do seem to be doing. One fires at the other fires back as now Disruptor shot again is just going to land on an Archon. Another a Disruptor here from Geralt just misses its marker. Doesn't find anything for the moment. And still just Disruptors in production. Cannon's getting set at the 4th base here. Geralt is warped in 4 DTs. As Freya is going to build up a whole ton of cannons again. Investments into that static defense has been very important as of late. And it's definitely going to be something which should help Fear out against those DTs of Geralt, which just on a warping from a Prism as well. So there's actually quite a few of them coming out into play here. Although detection available, and already those DTs pushed away by some Zealots. Disruptor will get a Disruptor there as well. Nicely done. This time he will actually just miss out on that opportunity. 16, 17 minutes in, and well, it's been a bit of a stalemate here because of the way the Disruptors are working in this matchup. That's a nice Disruptor shot though. Oh my god, triple Disruptor kill from Fear. I thought it was going to be nice when it was just 2, but obviously the triple makes it that much better. This Disruptor goes down as well after only hitting a couple of Archons. Suddenly there's only 2 Disruptors left on Geralt's side, and this is maybe Fear's time to strike as the Disruptor count is low, and if the Disruptor count's low, well, anything becomes possible. Geralt trying to warp in some Archons out of those DTs, but they get shut down as well. Disruptor's trying to buy more time, trying to do something as we're going to see some Zealots from the left. Actually just going to try and run by in towards that base that he saw earlier. Try and get some damage done over there once again. There's going to be seeing more Zealots charge in. The rest of the army stuck to the right hand side, isn't taking part just yet, but may want to. And again, a lot of these Stalkers are just kind of dead weight in this army. They're nowhere near as effective as Adepts or Chargelets would be. So unfortunately they're not really gaining too much, apart from maybe having the chance to blink on top of a Disruptor now and then. Even that hasn't really happened for some time now. Disruptor's just going out in 2 directions here from Geralt. Sorry, from Fear, to keep himself kind of busy and occupied. He loses a Disruptor of his own. Keeps himself in a good spot as well as he is going to grab yet another Disruptor. Disruptor's killed this game. 5 killed for Fear, but 13 going down for Geralt is obviously one of the big differences with how this has gone. Very nicely done as we're going to be seeing Disruptors finding themselves triple Archons right away. Meanwhile, the rest of the army is pushing down the left-hand side here and just using the Disruptors to zone the rest of this out. And this was so nicely done with the triple Archon kill. Geralt was not expecting this sort of a surround. And so Fear is going to take game 4. Suddenly Team Revolution on map. Bottom right-hand side, our red Protoss player from Team Revolution is Fear. He's won a couple already. In fact, he's won every single map for Team Revolution so far, so nicely done by him. And so the top left-hand side, the blue Zerg player from Exeed Esports is Raynor. Can he put his team back into kind of reach of Team Revolution? Let's find out as we are getting this underway and going here already here on Acid Plant. Alright, so how's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling today? Let me know what's up out there in the chat. Let me know how you're all doing. Of course, don't forget, if you're enjoying the stream, to hit that follow button. See when we're going live in the future with more StarCraft 2 tournaments and events. And of course, if you're really enjoying the show, you can support as well by subscribing, donating, cheering, etc. It is support like that which allows me to stay as a full-time StarCraft 2 streamer, caster, and content producer, bringing you guys StarCraft action on a regular daily basis. As we're going to be seeing a Nexus on the way down, Cybernetics core coming up. We are going to see this probe just going to be coming over to the left-hand side to actually already proxy something in the corner of this map. So interesting stuff. Maybe just a proxied Stargate here to try and get some early damage done. Definitely going to be a possibility. As we do see, oh, we wait to see what exactly is going to happen. Raynor, please, says Muku in the chat, cheering on some Raynor here. Subex Dragon coming back from Jiu-Jitsu with his body hurting. Something, it's gotta hurt before you can get better, something like that, I guess. I can't think of one of those motivational quote things that sometimes come up at the moment. Is this Overlord from Reno just continuing along? Moving all the way along towards this bottom right hand side here. As you see, this probe just currently being chased by a couple of those lings. This probe being chased a little bit here, and just going to be seeing it still being hunted down. As we're just going to be seeing the couple of lings coming back up the top side. And that queen is going to be able to throw down another creep tumor here to keep this going. No pain, no gain. There you go. That's a very simple one. Pain is weakness, leaving the body. Aye. Want Reno to win 2 games, then lose. Wow. So you want to see a game 7, but not with Exeed coming out eventually ahead. Interesting stuff as we do see those few Zerglings continue to move along here and chasing down that probe. Just going to be seeing a couple of shield batteries are on the way up here initially. Another gateway on the way down, and a couple more probes on the way out. Adept going to be finishing the Oracle on the way. That's going to be heading up this left-hand side in just a few short moments, I imagine, to try and get something done. So this Oracle coming all the way up here and is going to start attacking in towards this mineral line. We see immediately 3 for workers going down. And it's actually going to be able to pick up a few more as well. That's 5 workers killed off here. And the Oracle ends up falling. A big loss there. 5 workers killed. Very nicely done. As Reno. Well, that obviously was not really the best of startups. 6 more drones on the way out now as the Twilight Council is dropping into the main base. Still a few more Zerglings seeing what else they can do as they run around the map a little bit haphazardly. Just going to see those queens continue to move along over to this right-hand side. See what else is happening here. Oracle comes across as well. These couple of Zerglings also still just seeing what else they can do now. And Twilight Council going to be finishing in a moment or so. A couple more gates coming up. And this Stalker currently working its way through this Overlord over in the skies. So Overlord is going to fall, and we're going to see more of these Zerglings of Reno going to be coming down across towards the bottom left-hand side as well. That's going to be seeing that drone of Reno continue to come along here. Queens setting up a first couple of creep tumors, and we are going to see that Oracle is going to take a few hits as well. Obviously, the Stargate, despite being proxied, killed a few workers as we saw, but wasn't kind of masses of damage beyond what you would usually expect. As it's nice to get 5 workers, but still, you lose the Stargate. And use the potential to build a bit more beyond that as well. 6 Adepts are up and charges on the way from the Twilight, as we do see the Robo on the way down as well now from Fear. 5 minutes in game, and well, Reno's economy is setting up nicely. 50 workers and building on that too, as a +1 melee upgrade is accompanied by a Baneling Nest in these early stages. You can see that Stasis Warder gets a huge connection. That's 6 drones and the Queen all caught up right there, and that's a very, very good attack. As you're going to see the other Queens actually derping out a little bit as well. Stasis Ward then very successfully is. Oh no, that Oracle though is stuck on this dome. Oh no, Fear loses the Oracle because of this domey thing. I don't even know what that is, but it goes down, and that's a huge, huge shame because of course the Stargate is gone, and that was his only Oracle in the game at the moment. So he loses a lot of his potential further vision and further harassment that he could have thrown down throughout the last few minutes, as we're going to be seeing these Adepts coming forwards, and they're just going to get caught as well. Absolute disaster at the moment here for Fear, as Reno is just finding himself so much success with shutting down every single thing that Fear tries to throw his way. Alright, going to see more of these Zerglings going to be continuing to come across the map then. One of the big issues now from Fear is he just lost his Oracle, he just lost his Adepts. How on earth do you actually take a 3rd Nexus with this? Well, I actually don't think you do. How are you meant to take the 3rd Nexus? Because, you're just in a lot of trouble there. Usually the Oracle helps defend, or the Adepts as well. Crazy, as we're going to be seeing this couple of High Templar warping into an Archon. So an Archon drop follow-up is meant to be the distraction needed, but, I mean, Fear is really just on 2 bases for so long. He's even throwing down Colossi. He's going for all of these techs at the moment, but again, off of 2 bases, it's not a great position to play from in the long run. As we're going to be seeing this Archon dropping down a couple of Zealots to back it up, and Archon would like to soak up some of those Bane shots, which it does, I mean, that's already an efficient trade. Bunch of Lings and Banes going down for some shield damage on an Archon. We'll take that any day of the week as the Protoss player. And it's definitely something for Fear to try and get back into the game, as we do see the Hydralisk Den on the way. Eventually, maybe even a Lurker Den coming into play with this one. I mean, we saw melee upgrades initially. We don't see any kind of follow-up upgrades yet. If it was missiles, then maybe we could see, okay, yes, Lurkers. As it stands, it might still just be pure Ling Bane Hydra, but with Colossi coming out, it's a very difficult composition to play. So we'll have to see that in the near future. As we're going to see more Lingers onto the map here from Reyno, moving across to try and see just what else might happen. As these Lingers do arrive, I mean, a couple forces coming down, blocking those Lingers in a little bit. Probes continue to transition over towards the third base too, as some extra Zealots are on the way. You can see there's War Prism to the right hand side, there's Archon, and Zealot will drop off once again to keep on harassing. Fear trying to still just do something at the moment in this game. And we're just going to be seeing him just not really finding much success with it though at the moment. War Prism is pushed back, and as the War Prism gets pushed away here, we're just going to be seeing those Lings able to keep on running in from a couple of directions and just looking for a fight. Is he actually going to try and fight these Colossi with the Zerglings? Well, it looks as though he will try for it. Obviously, the Colossi can just walk away from any sort of a surround, though. Not really sure if I'm a big fan of this as Reyno right now, but well, he gets into towards shield battery range Fear to save this Colossus, and his 5 workers killed from a couple of Banes. I really just don't believe he actually went for that attack. He'll throw down a Spire now as something to actually help him to deal with those Colossi. That's like pure Ling running into that engagement. Some attacks like that, I may be a little bit worried for Reyno and Exeed here in this series. As remember, if Reyno loses one of these next 3 maps, Exeed are eliminated from the WardiTV Team League Season 8. That'd be a huge upset. It really would be. Groove Spine's about to finish up. Baneling Speed is on the way from Reyno as well. Side Storm about halfway done, plus 1 attack is going to be completing here in a moment or two also. So these upgrades are going to be finishing. As you're going to see these Hydras pushing their way in towards these rocks. So these rocks are going to start going down already, about half health. And they're going to continue dropping here in the next few moments. So rocks will go down. And as the rocks drop, we're just going to see again a few more Zerglings over the right hand side getting pushed away. As you're going to see the Stalker come forward, is able to push this Overlord away as well. Actually, Overlord just going to hold itself in position here to block this as long as possible. This base is, well, only 1 Stalker obviously takes quite a while. Now the Archon's here to help, and it gets a bit stuck. Finally, the Overlord falls, but, well, moving towards the 4th base, it's a little bit of an interesting moment because it is when these units are starting to get onto the map again. Surround being set up potentially here. War Prism turns away from what would have been a Hydra commitment there onto it, so that is a nice turnaround. It's a good split from Fear here as well. High Templar's up, ready to storm. He's got Colossus too. It's a good amount of splash damage to deal with this attack. A drop goes into the main base, just a handful of Zerglings looking for some probe kills, and they'll find themselves 1 or 2 here now. As we're going to see this fight on the top side get shut down. Nice Storm and Colossus play. Gets rid of the first set of Lings, and the Hydras are very damaged and almost definitely having to just back away from that one now. Unable to do too much else. You're going to see more Zerglings gathering up here in the center still. More Hydras coming along too, just to see what can be next. Still just a few of these High Templar moving around a little bit. 7 more Corruptors are currently on the way out. Queen's just injecting away on this hatchery, and we are going to be seeing these units going to break their way through these rocks right now, opening up this pathway towards the 4th base yet again. So open up that pathway once more, as we're going to be seeing some more of these Banelings on the way up in the center of the map, and they're just going to set up too as some more of these Corruptors trying to come down away to this south side. Again, Ling's going to drip themselves on top of this pylon. Pylon drops, and again, Lings and Hydras are going to want to try and push up here and maybe get rid of some of these cannons. Let's see, as we're going to be seeing already some of those Zealots taking some hits. Going to see the cannons being picked off and no cancels. Meanwhile, here we go. Reyno from the south side as well. The Banes may hit the High Templar here. Fear, no, he's going to lose every High Templar. He gets 1 Storm off. 2 of them remain. Maybe 2 Storms left in that. Okay, there's a couple more to the south side of this. They don't have energy at the moment. They've just gotten the Storms, and it might just be a bit too late as the Corruptors chase down all of the Colossi. They go to the natural to probably caustic spray it down as well and to pick up some further eco damage, as still right now Fear is dealing with this attack at this base. His Robo is being contaminated though, and that means that Immortal is slowed down. The natural is going to fall, and it looks as though this base is going to go down too. So is this base to the right hand side. Suddenly Reyno does what Reyno does best, which is just to be everywhere at the same time, and Reyno so silly. Like, now it'll work, right? No? Still no? Whatever. Alright, well, let's do this. Let's introduce our players, as we have a cheer 15 in the chat from Jim Sock saying go, go Optimus. Thank you very much for the cheer 15. It's to the top right hand side. Our purple Terran player from Team Revolution. It is Optimus. And to the bottom left-hand side, the red Zerg player from Exeed Esports. Give it up if you're going to be cheering on Raynor. Okay then, guys, how are we doing still? Everyone doing good, I hope? Well, let's see what happens in Game 6 of this. It's been a pretty fun series after having a 4-1 and a 4-0 to start the day. We've actually gone into quite a deep series this time around in this matchup. Now, I'd just like to take a moment or two in these early stages to just remind you guys what's going on in the next couple of weeks here on the stream. Tomorrow, we have a WardiTV weekly event held on the Korean server. That takes place from 1 PM CET, so make sure you tune in and check that one out. We also have tomorrow, sorry, not tomorrow, but on Saturday. I'm not too sure what we're going to do on Saturday. Sunday, we are going to be bringing you guys some action, though, from Go for SE2. Monday, Tuesday, I'm not 100% sure we'll have something. But Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we are going to be putting up for you guys a whole bunch of awesome action. As we are going to be having, well, just all week long, the WardiTV Team Liquid Map Contest Tournament. $4,000 on the line with some of the greatest players in the world. You guys remember Sue? He won the last Team Liquid Map Contest Tournament. He's going to be playing in the new Map Contest Tournament. You guys know Beyond, he's pretty good. He's going to be taking part alongside Innovation. A couple of older school names as well that you guys might get excited for. Going to be playing too, and yeah, it's going to be a very fun event. We've got some great foreigners in there as well. I don't know if you heard, but someone just won IEM Pyeongchang called Scarlet. And she's going to be taking part as well. So it's going to be one hell of a lineup. It's going to be fully announced soon, as we are going to see those couple of Reapers. Just going to be some bits and pieces as we do see early game here. Just Optimus poking around. A couple of Reapers is interesting, but other than that, nothing too crazy. So yeah, just wanted to give you guys some hype about the event coming up in the next week or so. Lots of stuff happening in the near future, which is always a lot of fun. Just going to be seeing these couple of Reapers working their way through that third hatch. We're going to see more Zerglings coming over. Looking for a little bit of a surround here. Grenade will have to come down, but it looks like those Reapers going to struggle to actually get out of this one alive. There isn't a lot of kind of ledges here on Eastwatch because it's a very flat map. And so the one ledge that is around over here does allow this Reaper to get away for a moment, but not forever. As finally the first Hellions are starting to come onto the map, but that's about it for now. Viking on the way on the Tech Lab. A third CC already here from Optimus. He's just going straight into this without too much further messing around. So third CC finishes, starts to morph into an orbital, and we're going to see a cloak upgrade on the way as well here as Optimus continues to set up into us. One Zergling going down already right from the get-go at that little bit of an engagement. As we're going to be seeing more of these Hellions just gathering up together. As we are just going to be seeing a couple more Evos on the way out right now. So a couple more Evos coming through us. 2 more engineering bays from Optimus coming down behind the main base. And again, a lot more of these Zerglings currently moving around to see what else they can get up to. Queen's throwing down some creep. I'm just going to be seeing the cloak on the way up, the stim pack as well. And again, Banshee going to be popping very shortly to start getting out onto the map. So it is going to be a commitment to the Banshee in the end. Sometimes when the Viking comes out first, it's like, well, is it going to be the Banshee? This time, yes it is. So it's going to be seeing the Viking all the way down the right, and is just going to be scouting around to look for some damage here over the next few minutes. Going to be seeing the 1-1 upgrades on the way up. Stim on its way also, as we're going to see a couple more barracks dropping down in the main base. Single Zergling running through the center of the map. That's going to be coming up towards the top right-hand side. +1/+1 missile upgrade. So actually, Raynor going to be playing a missile upgrade game. Going to be really kind of reliant on those Hydralisks in his composition, as it is indeed from Optimus for now. Just going to be that bio style, as he has 5 Hellions moving into the middle. Hasn't done much with them just yet. Now is his chance, as he's actually getting quite a few Overlord kills here. This Viking's already going to pick off one right away. He's going to go for another one right now as well. It's going to come down to this, and he is going to be able to pick his way through that Overlord. It's going to be going down in the next few moments. So this Overlord going to drop, and as that Overlord drops, we're going to be seeing the Vikings still just controlling the map here. As we are going to see the Liggins surrounding that Hellion. Nicely done. Banshee picking up another couple of kills. And again, 1-1 upgrade, stim pack on the way through. The third CC going to come on over. Going to be dropping down in location. There's a couple more SCVs just transferring on over as well. Another Overlord gets picked off, and still just Optimus just moving around the map with some success. Actually loses this Banshee though. Now this Viking gonna have to back away, but triple kill considering there wasn't any Overlords on his own side of the map is actually pretty impressive, as he has 1-1 about to finish in the first medevacs. I imagine are not too far away. He'll want to start getting onto the map to start cleaning up some of this creep spread with some of these early Marines. Now that he has Stim, the first 2 medevacs and 60 Marines are going to be kind of the dream team when it comes to cleaning up creep and so on, as we're going to be seeing the Lings. Well, they're actually going to run into this third base mineral line. There isn't much to protect it just yet. I mean, a few Marines, but they're really reliant on being choked up together. Otherwise, they're going to be in some trouble. They're going to have to sim over to protect this. One fresher mule goes down here, but it's only 1 mule and a couple of SCVs. Could have been a lot worse, as immediately here, Optimus now going to start working on those rocks. Mauling's arriving, though. Could make this a bit awkward. He has to stim once again. Starts stepping back. Medevacs are just not here yet. Siege Tank will actually do some tanking, which is actually not a bad thing, because if you continued onto the Marines, they might have all gone down there. As we're going to see the rocks now shut down, and so Optimus will close access to his third base, as Reyno continues to expand up the left-hand side of the map. Does not go down to this gold base on the south side. Again, just pushing himself up the left to kind of continue on from there. A couple of medevacs are going to be popping out. And you're going to see this Siege Tank is going to siege up. And again, this Viking from Optimus as well, moving around, looking for more kills. The Banshee, one of them still up as well. Just trying to control the map while he can, as he plays into this bio style. And again, just the Marines a little bit damaged at the moment. Wonder if he will still lift them up and go onto the map to hunt down some creep. I mean, you get a scan down here and boom, that's a lot of creep spread you can push back. As there we go. The 2 medevacs load, they start to go onto the map, and they start to look to see what else they can do. So they're going to be coming down to the south side, and we're going to be seeing, well, this Overlord is going to be able to get picked off by a Viking as well. So Viking finding his 4th kill of the game. Really has been having a lot of success so far, as we now see the Hive on the way up in the main base. So Hive coming through on the main base. We're just going to be seeing a few more Overlords on the way out, plus 2 Carapace and plus 1 melee still coming through as well, as we are going to be seeing this Viking and Marines continue to push on forwards. And that's going to be another dead Overlord, I think, unless these Hydras save this right now, which they will not. The shot goes down. Viking falls after its 5th Overlord kill, but hey, 5 kills is definitely not bad for a Viking. Definitely on the upper kind of end of what you would usually see from a Viking in a game, as we're just going to be seeing the Marines unloading to the south side. Ling's still running around a little bit as well. Another scan coming down here just to keep up to date with what's going on, and just seeing what the timing is in the main. Sees the Hive finished, of course. That means Optimus himself will want to start heading towards his own later game setup. As Vipers and Ultras come out here from Reyno, Optimus will want to go into Liberators and potentially even Ghosts, which could start sending us into a very later stage of this game. Reyno in general has been a player who's really kind of been prioritized in late game more than anything else lately, I would say. I actually would say as well, if you guys didn't see the OSC Championship series between Bjorn and Reyno, holy shit, you guys have to go and watch that. It's on my YouTube channel right now, youtube.com/WardiTV. You have to see these 2 games. They were so freaking good, especially game 1 on Abyssal Reef. It was so sick, and it shows that Reyno really can challenge the very best in the world at late game ZVTs. So interested to see how this goes. We're going to see those Lings, Hydras, and Banes setting up towards the top side. You can see the supply depot starting to take some damage, and just going to be seeing the Marines all getting picked off right there. Medevac just moving forwards gives the tanks extra little bits of vision, and we are going to see to the top left-hand side those Marines getting ready to stim on in and push in towards this position where some of the creeps are going to go down. Queens can transfuse each other, and they miss the first transfuse. A little bit interesting as the Medevacs, though, pushed away by the Hydra Bane. Nicely done. Well, there is the Ghost Academy on its way. Optimus making his choice here as to what he's going to continue on with, and that choice is to play into the later stages of this TVZ. So setting up in towards this here, as we're going to be seeing a couple more medevacs on the way out, a couple more siege tanks as well. We're going to be seeing this 4th hatch CC now comes forward, and it's going to land itself in location 2 as Lings and Hydras coming out onto the map. Reyno is getting ready to go once again. Going to be seeing the Ultras continue to come on up, but initially here on Eastwatch, I think Optimus will not have much of an issue with Ultras. Very choky areas, and to actually fight through these positions with Ultras is going to be very difficult, so I don't really think there's much that Reyno can do with this attack at the moment. And so Optimus does have the time to build up into the Ghosts, the Liberators, and whatever else he feels he needs, while just setting up onto the 4th base, as we are going to be seeing the and you are going to be seeing a few units coming up to this top side. It's going to be seeing the +2 missile attack upgrade going to be finishing in a moment or so. And again, a few more Ultras just continuing to come on out here A very passive first 11 minutes or so. Obviously, we've seen a couple medevacs, but we've not really seen kind of a major fight. Neither player wanting to lose too much resources. Loss is very efficient for our Terran player. He did kill off a lot of Zerglings, I suppose. I guess that was one of the bigger things that he achieved in this game. Also, the 10 Overlord kills is pretty crazy. Optimus had a pretty good early game, but maxed out now. Does he really want to move out? Did that base die? I don't think that was a cancel. I think that was a straight-up death, as we're going to see him knocking those rocks down to deny access into this position once again. Still just setting up very slowly on the 4 bases, not wanting to really move out from that sort of position just yet. Ling's pulling back again as we do see a drop in the back of this mineral line. Already these Marines doing a little bit of damage as Ultras will come through and they will begin to clean that up. Although a couple of these Ultras can't reach all of those Marines, so that's actually kind of cute. These Marines here I think are actually completely safe against the Ultras. Obviously the Hydras will clean them up. In the end, there's more Marines in towards the natural, a few more into the main. Try and talk down the spawning pool. I think that's a very hopeful sort of attack as he actually turns and fights the Hydra now and lifts up to get out of there. Some small drops from Optimus as he slowly trades out kind of his lesser bio units into better bio units, aka those ghosts. Those ghosts are going to be able to come into play and throw down a lot of snipes, and the snipes really are the one thing you'll be looking towards here. I'm so intrigued that Reynold's still on this similar composition himself, mostly Lingbait and Hydra with 5 Ultras and 2 Vipers to support. It could be very interesting as we're going to be seeing these 2 medevacs coming up through the top side. Going off and away up there as we're going to see some more Lings, Hydras and Ultras coming through the center to see what they can do also. Some of these units setting up as we are going to be seeing the 3rd missile upgrade. Starting up on the Evolution Chamber, Spire on the way down, Burrow upgrade coming through on the Hive as well, and we are going to see again just a few more ghosts on the way. As we're just going to be seeing a couple of creep tumors getting picked away at nice and quickly. So a couple more creep tumors continue to drop. An EMP actually lands on the first Viper. The second Viper is still got energy. There's a couple of abducts, so 2 ghosts go down, but the snipes are pretty quick on the first Ultralisk. As we're going to be seeing, oh my god, well, extra Ghost Academies, that really only means one thing. It means it's nuke time, baby. As we are going to see these Marines getting rid of that Ultra, and we're going to be seeing the Hydras then push back. The Ghost Academies have to rebuild up here a little bit instead, but they're still on their way through. And Optimus will just have to start looking for extra bases, though he's got plenty of CCs. But which base does he actually take as his next one? Maybe down here, up here? Does he move towards up there? Maybe he actually just moves more central into this location here. Going to be interesting as we do see the first nuke building off to the right-hand side of the 3rd base. So here we go. This game, getting into the later stages, and nukes are going to be a part of it. Still has dropped to the staff side that was in the main base previously. Is actually now going to find some Zerglings as they run in, take a little while to actually jump on top of the drop, and he actually loads up there without losing anything, so that's kind of nice. I mean, obviously it wasn't super intentional by Optimus, but nice for it to turn out like that as he just kind of keeps an eye out on this gold base. Rain on 5 bases at the moment, taking 1 forward base and mostly just expanding up the left-hand side. As more Ling's going to run by in towards this 3rd, and you're going to see that first nuke is finished up, but 2 more nukes on the way. And where are we going to see that first Ghost of Optimus moving out towards to try and set that nuke off? Looks as though it's going to come in over this way. And here we go. The nuke's going to go off up into the sky. And it is off and away to land just over here to clean some creep. Was he just expecting a base here? It's such a weird location to drop the nuke in. I mean, he's going to kill 2 creep tumors. Wow. Not exactly what you'd expect there. Not the most effective of initial nukes. So the next one going to go off and away as well. And it's going to be landing a little bit close towards this base. Actually, that's a lot of Overlords. I guess right now, maybe Reynolds doesn't know that this nuke's kind of right over here. Oh my god. That was quite a few Overlord kills. He's going to drop another towards this hatchery. Cancels and drops another one over here now instead. Nukes all over the place. And Reynolds so far not dealing with them super well, although there wasn't much to deal with just yet. As we are going to see, this one will land right on the base. This Ghost will clean that up nice and easily. Just a few lava kills. The drones obviously pulled away. You're going to be seeing more Lings, Hydras, and Ultras coming up to harass once again in towards where those Ghost Academies are. Some nice snipes. Oh my god. Goodbye, Hydras. And those Ultras I don't think will last much longer either. I mean, they are going to get their way into the mineral line, though, as you're going to see at the same time this gold base in trouble, and that's going to try and lift up and leave, but so many Hydras, and that's going to be goodbye to that command center almost definitely. High ground vision there too, just in case, and we are going to be seeing those Hydras picking that off. So gold base denied, as Optimus still only on the 4 bases, needs to find a 5th base at some stage of this here. Once again, we're going to see a nuke lifted off into the sky, and it's going to be going onto the space we saw before, but this Ghost is out of energy, so nuke is cancelled, will not land. And another CC coming up in the center. Vipers abducting a couple of units here, a couple of Ghosts, as well as some tanks. More snipes coming down as Hydras are getting picked away at. 16 minutes in. Again, remember, this game is all or nothing. The winner of this, well, I guess the winner of this, if it's Revolution, if it's Optimus, they will go through to the Team League. If Optimus loses this game, obviously Reno has to win one more, but who do Revolution even send out next? You have to expect them to be hoping they win it this time around with Optimus, because I don't think they really have much of a follow-up. Lack of a 5th base currently hurt, and we're going to be seeing a little bit of a preemptive nuke this time around, as that's a little bit slow to get into position, just to use some cool zoom in action. As we are going to be seeing still just a few Ultras and Hydras up to the top. Nuke is going to land and, well, not really do too much, even splashing the CC there slightly. Wants to clean up the creep though, just wants to get access to this position. He needs a 5th base. You can already see his income. It's not really that great, Optimus. You know, he's right down there in terms of bank. I mean, Reynolds' bank isn't huge either, as we are going to see once again Ultras and Hydras on the left side, looking to find some damage. And just need the Ghost to come back to respond to this a little bit here. Mostly against the Hydras, we're going to be seeing them just getting cleaned up pretty quickly. Doesn't even need the snipes here necessarily. He will get them though, has the vision on the high ground, obviously because it's his own base. And that will be a shutdown. Surprised he doesn't snipe down the Overseer just for good measure. 6 more Ultras on the way out. Great Aspire about halfway done, as you're going to be seeing more of these Liberators continuing to siege up. A snipe on this Hydra goes down, and a couple of transfusions being dropped here and there as well to try and keep some of these units healthy. More Lings and Ultras to the right-hand side, and that is another nuke off and away up into the sky there. Now he hits us in the face. Where is that nuke actually going to land? It's going to land over here. That's actually a dead base this time. The Ghost is going to be able to, I think it splashes down just enough to get the kill. And he gets a couple of drones along with it. It's the free workers going down. And it's a large map. There's a lot of bases. It's not an easy one to figure out where those nukes are every time from Raynor. And just the continuation of them coming up again and again. It's really having a lot of success. These Widow Mines and Ghosts finally getting rid of these Ultras over here. This base is going to get killed off once again. This time these drones are mining nearby as well. You realize it last second. No cancel on the base though. The hatchery falls without a cancel. Means it's 300 minerals down the drain, but it's an expensive nuke. I mean, nukes are not free, remember. They're costing some minerals and gas every single time. And that obviously will hurt as well over time if you're dropping nukes for just kind of like 300 mineral hatcheries, etc. Queens here as the scan comes down. Ultras setting up in the middle of the map as well. Another nuke sets up to go up into the sky and come down to try and land on this base. I mean, a fair few drones here, which could be in a little bit of trouble. That nuke's dropping, and it is going to get not quite the Vipers. Wow, they were so close though. We'll find 6 drones. I have to say, there's a lot of cool positions on this map to throw down nukes in different locations. Lings running in this area again. Widow Mines doing their job once more. There's this nuke. There's actually a couple of nukes. One of them gets cancelled though as the Ghost gets pulled in. This nuke up here is going to go down. Oh no, Raynor was so close to walking into this nuke. Oh my god, he was just seconds or like 1 step away from losing his entire army to a nuke. He just doesn't have it happen. He gets some of his kind of Vipers scathed instead. The next nuke will be avoided as well. And I mean, it's just complete bombardment of warfare at the moment, as Optimus has been dropping nukes basically non-stop for the last 3 or 4 minutes. It's really been just never-ending, as we're going to be seeing 20 minutes in. We have no clear-cut favorite. Optimus is up to 5 bases, still struggling to get past this though. And towards that gold base, he's not been able to do so just yet. Some Corruptors and Vipers on the way again. Another nuke this time going to be landing on this base down here. It's just so difficult to keep up with this, although it looks as though Raynor figured this one out quickly, and the Ghost gets shut down as the Overseers come into position. The lone Mutilus for harassment is currently hitting this refinery. Not sure if that is meant to be kind of on the map, but they're slowly getting rid of this refinery from earlier in the game. Reynor's bank is gone, by the way, which is very impressive, as we actually see right now Optimus making a bit of a larger push forwards. A little bit worried about this rock tower. If that gets taken down, his units are kind of separated. That would kind of suck for him. He's going to be seeing some Broodlords on the way up, 5 of them in fact. Ghost here ready to lead the charge. Not sure why they're not already sniping. They will get themselves a couple of Ultras. Some more snipes lined up at the moment. Just want to just be very careful of those Vipers and the Abducts. It's going to be seeing the nuke once again. This time the Ghost, okay, there we go, does cloak up. Run by once more, Lings and Hydras in towards what was the 3rd base. Meanwhile, Ultra's going towards the natural. Bio and tanks will deal with that here as the Ghost gets shut down before the nuke can land. Another snipe or 2 onto Ultras. Queen's out of energy, and Raynor might be in some trouble here. Ghosts are being very brave, very far forwards. Doesn't lose any though, gets away with the greed, and will get a couple more snipes, although losing vision on some of these ultras as he's continuing to pick up the kills. Another couple of ghosts going down here as more snipes are happening. Only a couple of brutals left up in the skies. These ghosts are almost out of energy, and without energy, these ghosts really aren't able to do much at all, and they're getting very low on health. I think they have to back away and just take a moment or two. Meanwhile, these Hydras top side are doing so much damage. Tanks are continuing to fall, and well, Reyno is having a fantastic time just picking his way through so much of this here. There's some more bio to the south. It's starting to get cleaned up as well. That's going to continue going down as we are going to see this Overseer pushed away to the right-hand side once again. Ultras continue to push on forwards as we see right now. Optimus is being broken a little bit. Liberator is sieging up, but there isn't many Corruptors to deal with this here, and the Hydras that run into range are getting picked off pretty quickly too. Here come the Ghosts to return, sniping down a Corruptor and maybe a Queen or so as well if they can get in range, but they don't quite find it. Optimus trying to take the top side gold once again. The issue is Reyno is just mining so happily from all of these bases, and while Optimus has had income leads of points, his main base is mined out. His natural is gone. Third base doesn't exist any longer. Fourth base is something which he's still holding on to, but is slowly mining out. The fifth is obviously good for now, but he needs more bases. That's his current issue, as the lone Muta Harass is doing a little bit of something up here, but a few Marines will shut that down without too much further issue. I was going to see those Marines coming in, and they will be able to pick that Mutalisk off. So Mutalisk going down pretty quickly here as that command center floats away off to the side. We'll relocate now to the gold once again in the next few moments. Two more ghosts on the way out. Liberator still coming through, and a few more Marines. And Nuke will come down in a very forward location, of course, pushing his way towards this base. Can use this as a chance to bring these ghosts forward somewhat safely, perhaps, but that's a couple of abducts. Those ghosts are not getting out of there. Cancels that nuke and will be probably looking to try and bring it forwards again. His number of Ghost Academies got hit heavily, though. He lost all the ones that were over here, and a couple over here that were on this third base, basically. So he doesn't have as many nukes at a time right now, and building 2 nukes means he currently has none at all. 150 to 106 army supply in this game. Reyno is slowly just building up a bit of an advantage, and that's a nice couple of snipes. 2 full energy Vipers disappearing off the face of Eastwatch. As we're going to be seeing well more of these units pushing forward. Some more ghosts sniping array here. A couple of ducks getting rid of those Liberators. Some Banes are looking to hit those ghosts, and that would be deadly, although they are able to survive this attack. We're going to line up a couple more snipes to continue working their way through the Ultras and Hydras. Continuing to do a decent job of this so far. Another couple of Zerglings taken down, and nuke on the way once again on the Ghost Academy. We're just going to be seeing again more Lings, Hydras, and Ultras gathering together down towards this south side. 17 drones coming up as Reyno will rebuild his eco. In fairness, Reyno has the bases on the map to kind of saturate. You know, he can do with those extra drones. Although he's actually mined out of a lot of his bases. Still has this gold base down here, which hasn't even mined gas just yet. Has this fairly fresh base here, I guess. Has this base, which got denied, he could retake. Top left is obviously fairly safe. I think this base is fairly safe too, if he can just get rid of this Liberator. Because Optimus has not made any attempt to come across to the top side of the map at all. It's all been very centrally focused pushes, which means that Reyno does have a lot of freedom as to where he can expand and where he can get his kind of further income from now. Well, just coming forwards here with this Balin and the Hydras, continue to push on in towards this here. The Sniper 2 coming down to push that away. Lings, Hydras, and Ultra coming up the right once again now, as we're going to be seeing more of these units from Reyno continue to push on forwards, continue to come in towards the upper right-hand side, and just continue to set up into this. We're going to be seeing a couple of Liberators setting up to pick away the Hydra or 2 here and there. Again, these workers continue to mine away on the gold base. We're going to see a few more Lings, another Ultra, another Queen, continuing to come on up. And we are going to be seeing these Lings, Hydras, and an Ultra just setting up. 2 Medivacs going to load, and they are going to be just moving along down towards the south side of the map. I'm just going to be seeing the bunch of Zerglings continue to get picked away at here. So, bunch of Lings going down. Going to see this Liberator taking some, or dealing some damage as well. He gets taken down, as we're going to see a few more of these Zerglings getting picked away at. I mean, these consistent run-bys in this location have been so effective throughout the entirety of this game, as now we see once again the Planetary Fortress will hold strong to be able to push back this Zerg army. Nicely done once more here as Reyno backing away down the right-hand side. Bio coming in through the center of the map, still looking for some more damage at the moment, and still looking to see just what else might happen. Just looking for opportunities to shut down bases, as Reyno is still harassing as well. Main army to the top side, and the Ghosts are coming in to respond to it as the scan down, and oh my god, that's going to be some abducts. A few snipes, but not really enough here, as this Ghost got abducted, but is apparently going to be left to live, but he didn't get pulled back. More snipes, and that's a couple of dead Brutals at least, although the Transfuse keeps one alive a little bit longer. Ghost going down once again. Right now, Optimus is struggling to kind of deal with this, actually. His Ghost once more going to be able to get the job done, but he's losing a few of them here and there, and that's expensive. Gets another queen as, again, Optimus on 5 bases. He never got himself up towards anything beyond that. He finally got the gold base, I suppose, which is a nice something for him. But where do you actually go from there? This mineral patch is ran out so quick. I guess the gas is most important for now. A little bit of an interesting one. Just going to be seeing the +3 flyer attack upgrade on this Spire at the moment. A flyer carapace on this Spire 2 down on the low ground. A couple of Widow Mines, 2 Liberators, another Ghost on the way out. As we do see to the top, Reno is going to be pushing on through and looking to see what else will happen. Lings, Hydras, and Ultralisks moving up in this direction as well to try and find a little bit more of something here. Going to see that Widow Mine going to go off in a moment or two. A couple more snipes, and that's going to be goodbye to an Ultralisk, but at the same time, that's goodbye to the gold base on the top side of the map. Planetary Fort is shut down as Optimus out of location, and oh, this is going to be a bit weird because this is just a bit of bio. There's no ghosts in this just yet. They're on their way back over. So this is kind of like bio lib fighting kind of Hydra Ultras. Not many Ultras though. Can Optimus make this work? Oh, I mean, it's not terrible for him. Finally, the ghosts arrive. He's going to clean up the rest of this so much more easily. If only these ghosts were here initially, but obviously that's the power of counter-attacking, of course, for Raynor. Snipes coming down, and they hit well, but now more Hydras running by again, and these run-bys are just keeping Optimus from being able to focus on what he needs to focus on. And he's actually just going to be typing out GG. Just there. He doesn't feel as though he can stay in this. Raynor is going to take game number 6, and we are going to an ace match here. And we are here on Abiogenesis. By the way, thank you very much, TLO, who did come in with the big host. I'm sorry I missed it during that game. I really don't know how long ago it was either. Thank you very much for the host, and hello everyone who's joined us from TLO's stream. Obviously, we had a pretty crazy game on our hands. And you're watching the WardiTV Team League Season 8, something which Team Liquid will be a part of once we get into the main event in the next week or two. We'll get that started up and we'll get the groups decided, etc., etc. Let's do the final intros of the day, though. To the bottom right-hand side, our Blue Zerg player, maybe the savior of Exeed Esports. It's Raynor, and he opens up with a fairly early pool first. Top left-hand side from Team Revolution, it is Zesty, the Green Zerg player. Let's see what he can come up here with as well. Thank you, Yaskell in the chat. He says, just wanted to let you know the screen designs are awesome. Well, glad you like them. I think they're pretty awesome too. My friend made them for us, and it was cool to get a full rebrand for the Team League specifically. And we are going to do a lot more with them as well. We actually have a lot of cool stuff like player stat cards and things like that to play that we're able to bring up. It's just right now we don't actually have the. It's going to be kind of a big thing for the main season. We had a lot of preparation for it for the first day of preseason, but because of all the delays, etc., it got a little bit weird. So yeah. All right. Anyways. I'm going to be kicking this off and looking to see what's going to happen in just a few moments' time in the Zerg versus Zerg. Already 6 Lings fairly aggressively on the way out here now from Raynor. As you do see these Overlords moving through the center, coming up towards the upper left-hand side. We are just going to be seeing the... well, first 6 Lings coming across. I mean, it is Abiogenesis, a very weird, different sort of map here. It's a very small map, I think, is the most important thing to take note of. So very interesting as we set up into this. As we see these first Lings going to arrive. They're going to start to get some damage done. Already going to nibble away at the hatchery. There's just going to be seeing a Queen and an Overlord moving down the low ground. Another hatch finishes here from Raynor. And overall, I mean, he's only a couple drones behind, which he's starting to catch up on, while also kind of causing some chaos over here. As even drones are going to have to pull in against this. He actually gets the first couple of Ling kills very effectively. Look at that Ling micro from Raynor. He's now going to get these drone kills too. Wow, what a startup from Raynor. He's going to get one more drone. Suddenly, what a turnaround this was, is he's going to be able to get that drone as well. It's super low, but it gets to the main base, where it's probably going to be safe. But already, for 3 Zerglings, he's killed 6 Lings and 4 drones. That's incredibly impressive, as he's going to die for that low health drone. Of course he is. It only makes sense. It'll become a spore crawler to just momentarily stay alive, and it will live through this. But already Raynor is putting himself into quite a position. As we're going to be seeing this lair on the way up now from Raynor as well in the main base. We're going to see this spine crawler also now on its way down over here as well, and just going to be seeing the evolution chamber coming up at the front as that lair coming up in the main. Roach Warren starts up as well, and we are going to be seeing that Spine Crawler is currently on its way down. Link Speed is going to be finishing in a moment or two on this spawning pool, and again, that Baneling Nest is also finished up at the moment. So Bane Nest finishes up. We're going to have this Spine, again, continue to come on through as well. These couple of Queens will continue to work their way through that Overlord, and it will get taken down here. So Overlord drops. It gets shut down. Now Reyno going to retake his position between these buildings. A couple of Lings moving out onto the map once again. As you're going to see the +1 missile attack starts up here from Reyno. Just going to be seeing this lair on the way up, about to finish. Another couple of drones, just going to be seeing the mineral line being saturated in general. Still Reyno in quite the advantage so far. So a lot of Lings in production from Zesty, who is just looking as though he might try and go across the map and just all in with this Ling Bane. But already Roach is being made from Reyno. And so you have to imagine, what on earth is Zesty going to achieve? I mean, Roach is on the way out to defend. A wall-off as well, you'd have to break through with a Spine behind to defend. Also, that just doesn't really feel as though there's a way these Lings and Banes are actually going to justify a commitment through this. He's even going to build the Evo Chamber out the front, which means that the Queen can have a little bit more time to survive as well. It's not going to get taken down so quickly. They can sit back here and just be happy as well. And so far, Reyno is looking fantastic here in game number 7 to send Exeed Esports into the Team League Season 8 main event. It would be fantastic as we're going to see those Roaches and Queens gathering together now out on this base. And, well, here we go. The Banes are going to come through. Can Zesty make some magic happen right here? The initial Banes don't even bust down the wall. And the Queens are going to have a transfuse in a moment to keep that Roach Roaring alive. Specifically, he actually goes for the Evo Chamber, keeping that +1 up and active for now as the Lings and Banes are running out of fuel. And it looks as though that might just be it. The Zerg holds here. Reyno's going to stay alive. And as he stays alive, I mean, Roach Speed will finish. +1's going to probably finish. And he's just got Roaches to keep on fighting as well. There's no way Zesty can keep on doing this, just throwing Ling Bane at the front. And what a hold this was from Reyno to send his team through to the main event, because at this stage, how do you lose this? Well, I don't think you do. Those Roaches are going to come out, and they're even going to fight the Lings mid-map. That's how confident he is here, as we are going to see. The Lings going to try for the surround. It's not going to happen. Reyno shuts this down, and now you can go straight across the map and counter-attack to pick this up. But there it is. GG. Reyno and Exeed Esports are able to take it home, and they are going to